What's up, everybody? It's your favorite right-hand man's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the Unique Toys Dumb, which came into me from Scott M. This is the other half. I guess the other one was dumber. I don't even remember. The other one wasn't my favorite Unique Toys piece. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was a bad figure, but I just didn't feel like it was up to the normal kind of Unique Toys standard. And then I think some information ended up coming out about that suggested there was some sort of rush or something related to it. I don't really recall all the details, but I remember thinking like, maybe my opinion was validated here for some reason, which is always nice. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this guy, but first we're going to have to take a look at accessories. However, in this case, he comes with no accessories, so we can just get right into vehicle mode. And I love it. I think it looks the part, rolls like a champ, rubber tires, the black paint here that's pad printed looks great, accurate, and does the trick. And the front, we have the grill. Let me see a grill painted silver details up here, headlights. We have a black matte paint on the roof here, and then we have a slight glossy paint there, and then the gloss of the translucent plastic plus the gloss on the green, and then the metal on the tires. Like, I think it has a very dynamic look, which I dig and enjoy. So kudos on them for that. And let's see, brake lights, license plate, little back details there, and relatively clean underneath. There it is next to Tiger Tracks, and my dog came down here for some reason. My dog never comes down here, so I'm going to have to see what that's about, so we'll get back to that later. Let me show you what she's... Yeah, a little aloha. So let's get him transformed. First thing you want to do is open up these doors here, which I probably should have shown when we were going through the vehicle mode, because the inside of it is all done up with seats and steering wheel and kind of details and all that kind of stuff, so that's cool. Let's see if I can't push this a little bit. Push it. It's unfortunate that... There we go. All right. Get that out. These pieces, open them up, just get them out to the side. They're tabbed in here and then here at the middle. And then we need to get these windows open. And they're a little ornery too. There we go. Do one more. There we go. Goodness, that was really in there, so to speak. All right. Open up these panels. Undo this, flip that over, and then these are on double hinges. They'll rock down, and then I believe you can go ahead and fold that piece there as well. And then this whole section spins 180. All right, so now we'll sort the legs, split them here, straighten the knee, bring this foot, actually this can... around and down, eastbound and down, bring that, flip the toe over, and then this green piece here where the black hinge is, flip that, another tight little joint, and then this comes over and clips into the wheel. Typical smart Unique Toys stuff. Okay, so here we go again. We're going to straighten the knee. We're going to spin the foot down. Spin the bottom of the foot over. Rotate the toes 180 degrees. And then rotate this green piece at the black hinge around the front of the shin, over the tire, and then into the wheel. Bring the arms out, just get them out of the way for now. We gotta square away all this stuff in the, that was the inside of the vehicle. So get a hold of your seats, flip the butt part towards the back part, get the dashboard down, flip that towards the roof of the vehicle. The wheel of the steering wheel will slide towards the center, and then the whole piece here will close up on top of the back of the seats. This is smart, clever stuff, but you don't want to slide it. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in. You don't want to slide it all the way over. If you see there's like a little bit there that still it could slide further, but then it won't fit nicely between the two seats. So just slide it until it will fit nicely. All right, rotate the waist 180 degrees and take these front fender pieces and rotate them towards the front of the vehicle. That should slide a bit more. It's a double hinge. And I'm not sure why it's not fully engaging. Oh, because I have the shoulder still connected to it. So if you disconnect the shoulder there, now it will move freely. Sorry about that. And then rotate this piece up. These tire pieces you want to come in and sit inside of the vehicle. And then the head piece you can push out, spin around, push back down. I'm just going to move these arms out to the side for a second. There's two tabs here at the bumper, I guess, that will go into the seats here. And then the top section will come down over top and then sit nicely there. And then this bottom section here that we flipped up with these silver details will peg in to the waist area. And I might have to mess with it a little bit, but there. And that will secure everything, except I had this flipped in, so I'll fix that and then we'll continue. All right, so now we gotta get the arms sorted. So just rotate, move down, take the shoulder pad, rotate up, and then figure out where the elbow is, move that around, and that should do it. Same for this side. Rotate that up, bring it down, figure out where the elbow is, move it around, and bring these, I guess these are ears, out. There we go. And then on the back here, these come down and up, down and up. These collapse, rotate in and spin down, collapse, rotate in and spin down. That's it. I'll clean them up. We'll take a look at them. All right, so let's take a look at his head sculpt. I guess it's accurate. I don't know. I can never really make sense of those designs anyway. I guess it's close enough. Definitely reminds me of the character, so I guess that's good. Silver, or is it? Doesn't matter. Gunmetal silver for the teeth. Silver, similar shade around the eyes, and then the ears and the hair. One gold tooth. And then the ears are on little ball pegs, so you can manipulate them. The head is on a ball peg into the neck. The paint makes it a really tight fit, but you can get up not really down. Swivel works, and you can be confused, which I think is appropriate for the character. All right. Then you have the shoulder pads. They're obviously attached to the shoulder, so they will get out of the way for you to utilize your shoulder joint, which will get you all the way up, and it is ratcheted at a certain point. No bilify joint. And you do get a bicep swivel with the green painted on top of the bicep, and looks good. You have an elbow that's also ratcheted. Gets you 90 degrees with the green armor painted as well. Looks nice. And then you have the wrist. So you have a wrist swivel. You have a hinge in, out. The thumb is on a ball peg that comes out to a secondary, primary and then secondary hinge. And then the fingers here are all individually articulated on a base pen knuckle and then come out to a secondary hinge. So fully articulated. And there are tabs inside of the palm, so maybe they can be utilized for a weapon. I'm not entirely sure. I would assume. Okay, then we have the torso made up largely of the vehicle details that we've already kind of spoken about. Waist swivel. You don't get the full, oh yes you do, but you just got to be careful of the bottom of this grill going around, but you should get more than you want anyway. I love these little hip skirts here that are part of the windows. I just think that's a clever usage of the design. Not sure if it's accurate, but clever nonetheless. You got to be careful of those windows, but you can get your ratcheted universals out for the full Van Damme, and then forward and back for the full Monty. We have silver paint there on the pelvis, silver paint on the bottom of the abdomen. That piece is tucked inside in car mode, so it's worth mentioning. Gunmetal on the thighs, as well as the green accents with a thigh swivel. Single ratcheted knee that gets you 90 degrees. Once again, the green armor is painted. The green on the is painted, as well as the silver toes. You do get a toe hinge up. Nothing for the... Oh, no, you should. You should, right? Because the way that this... Oh, you get a whole ankle tilt up. You get an ankle tilt down, too, but you kind of have to adjust the bottom of the foot. And then you get a rocker. And there he is from the back. It is... Not that it bothers me, it doesn't, but it's worth mentioning, like, a lot of this stuff, this cleanup stuff in the back, isn't really kind of as, like, fully realized as I would imagine from Unique Toys. Doesn't mean it's bad at all, but usually they're pretty elegant and all that kind of stuff, and that seems a little unfinished. But outside of that, pretty solid. Let's take a look at them next to some other guys. I obviously don't have anything that makes sense to show him off with, but to hopefully give you some idea of his size, there he is next to a Chug Seeker and a Chug Bumblebee, and then I'll show him to you with a Masterpiece Carbot too to give you some sort of idea. There he is with Sunstreaker. So, you know, little fella in comparison. I've seen pictures of him with the other one together, and I mean, they scale well, or they look nice together. I don't know how that fits in with the kind of majority of movie figures. I don't know if they've been doing a good job with their scale or not, but hopefully you can make some sort of assertion if it matters to you. Final thoughts-wise, let's start with the negatives. There's a lot of little tight joints. I'm not sure if that's because of the paint, the tolerances, the assembly, or all of the above. Both in terms of the transformation, like the doors being so sealed up and that back window and the car being so sealed up against the frame of the car. But also in terms of just some of the articulation joints, the elbows, the fingers, etc. They just seemed overly torqued, if you will. There's also a little bit of a balance issue. It can be worked around, but because of the hip skirts not being able to kind of completely get out of the way and you not wanting to put over stress on them, getting your legs kind of out and displayed properly can present a challenge in regards to keeping him balanced in the same regard and not scratching anything. Doesn't mean it's impossible. It's just something that requires a little bit more workaround. Lastly, the backpack doesn't seem fully realized. It seems like they were so excited the rest of it worked and they were just like, yeah, just tuck it all in there. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. You like it? Jim likes it. Let's keep it going. But overall, all of my criticisms are all, for the most part, easily forgivable. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives. Moving on to the positives, it's painted beautifully, and it's kind of like that old school Takara approach where like the inner frame of the robot isn't completely painted, but has enough accents all over it to give you almost the illusion that it is, and then the vehicle is completely painted, and all those vehicle parts sitting around the robot frame make for a very striking looking, fully painted looking figure, even though it's not, which is clever. Articulation's kind of basic, but effective. Kind of the basic articulation that you get for any figure. Nothing special, no billified joint, no ab crunch. The kind of most impressive articulation here is that the shoulders get full range in terms of all the way up. It should also be mentioned that his left hand is different than his right hand in terms of the articulation, because the right hand is bigger. The left hand, everything is on a base pen knuckle and then a secondary knuckle. They're not individually articulated like the right hand, but the right hand does allow for some good posing and stuff, being as though he doesn't have the accessory. I think some character comes through. The transformation's a breeze. It's interesting and comes together nicely in typical Unique Toys fashion. The materials feel good. The build is cool, little overdone, but cool. Die cast in the wheels and such, rubber tires. It's a well done figure, much better than the other one. This feels much more finished than the other one. So strong recommend from me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.